Hello everybody, I am Jay Sheedy and you are listening to The Voice of Reason. So tonight's Raw was a mix of good, very good and great, and a mix of bad and boring. And that's how it's been in the past couple of weeks on Raw recently. The WWE has got their top storylines perfected. I mean, great entertaining shit. Stuff that I haven't been so entertained with in months or years. Just great stuff. The problem is this is a 3-hour show and you just get a lot of filler, some stuff you don't feel that they're investing enough time in. If they could just make a nice solid mid-card, have some nice solid mid-card storylines, we'd have a great show on our hands. But the thing is, you get these two storylines, the ones involving Punk and Daniel Bryan, and those are fantastic. And then you get a bunch of bullshit in between it. It's very hard to review this show when you get, opposite sides of the spectrum. Thankfully, those top two storylines do get so much TV time, so, they take up a lot of the chunk of the time. A lot of stuff is going on, but in between those, it's just very unorganized with, the stability of the structure and the entertainment. So let's go right into it. It opens up with John Cena coming out. John Cena cuts a promo. Basically, we get the news that he is going to leave the WWE and get some surgery on his elbow or tricep, and he's going to be out for 4 to 6 months. So good news there, We need a break from John Cena. We haven't had a break from the guy besides maybe a week here and there. But a 4 to 6 month break would be nice. And that is what we're going to get. Hopefully it's not just something where it says 4 to 6 months and I'll be back in 2 weeks. If we get a nice 4 to 6 month break, it would be nice to let some other guys shine so we could get our breath of fresh air. We could complain later down the road when John Cena continues to be in boring storylines in the future, but we get a break from him. When he comes back, it's whatever. He's in the company. We can't act like he's not signed with the company, like he doesn't have a few years left. But when he comes back, at least we will have had a break from him. But he did a good promo tonight, a good promo leaving. He heavily put over Daniel Bryan. He said that don't take the elbow thing as an excuse. Daniel Bryan deserved to win the match, deserved to be champion. He said he didn't like what happened afterwards, and he calls Daniel Bryan out and lets Daniel Bryan have his moment. So a good way for Cena to leave, a good little promo from him tonight. And then Daniel Bryan comes out. The crowd is going ballistic for Daniel Bryan. He's hot as hell every single week, every night. The crowd is going crazy for Daniel Bryan. Love to see that. He's about to get on the mic. Then Stephanie McMahon comes out, and she attempts to explain what went down on the side of her husband pedigreeing Daniel Bryan. She says that they did what was best for business. Triple H didn't want to do it. Triple H didn't have any personal vendetta against Daniel Bryan. It's just that he isn't championship material, and Triple H did what was best for business, and that was giving the belt to a legitimate superstar. That is Randy Orton. Great promo from Stephanie and Daniel Bryan. Very intense. You just felt that that condescending attitude Stephanie had towards Daniel Bryan. Like he was lower than everybody else, and they're just building this thing up so greatly. It's just amazing how the people that were writing such bad shit for the past few months are writing this, because this is really great. Daniel Bryan, a great promo from him tonight. Just slapping the mic away from her, screaming at Stephanie, insisting that she's a bitch and all that. He says some line like with Triple H, when you sleep with trash, you eventually start to stink. Just great stuff. And then eventually Stephanie McMahon has security escort Daniel Bryan out of the arena. So there you go. Great opening segment. Great opening segment tonight. Then you get Cody Rhodes versus Damian Sandown. I never understood this mentality of building up like a pay-per-view match. It's supposed to be special when it's a pay-per-view match, That's why you pay $50, $60 for it, because it's not something you normally see. I never understood the point of having a pay-per-view match, have the rematch the next night on Raw. It's like, why are you building up to this special thing if you're just going to have the rematch the next night? That never made sense to me. But they do this a lot. Cody Rhodes versus Damian Sandow. It's a good match, you know. It's, you know, like last night's match, good. But, oh my God, again, Cody Rhodes beats Damian Sandow. Yeah, like last night. I got it. Cody Rhodes beats Damian Sandow. They love doing that shit, burying the Money in the Bank winner. But the second fucking night in a row, it's like, why does Damian Sandow even have that fucking briefcase? You know, if he's just getting beat every fucking day. It's ridiculous with this shit. Why? Why can't they think of a new way of building up a Money in the Bank winner rather than having him lose a match every fucking time he walks out? It was just stupid having Cody Rhodes win this one again. Then you get Paul Heyman coming out. A short promo. Paul Heyman says this is a time for forgiveness. He wants to get back with CM Punk. He forgives CM Punk and he wants CM Punk to forgive him. So he's basically naming a spot later on the night for CM Punk to come out and forgive Paul Heyman. Good little promo setting up the future of this storyline. Paul Heyman trying to get back with CM Punk and becoming a team again. Then you get this some Divas match. You know, this Divas bullshit is just sending me over the fucking limit. I have had enough of this Total Divas fucking garbage. Every fucking other commercial break, it's promoting this Total Divas shit. Every match now is like about the Total Divas. Every single Divas match. You know, why is so much invested in this shit? You know, it's like, this is like the WWE's third top storyline right now behind Daniel Bryan and Punk is this Divas shit. That's why the show is so boring, because all the other stuff, it's like it doesn't matter to these people. So you get all this stupid Divas shit. And this match ends with another clusterfuck. I think last week was Natalya putting on the sharpshooter. The referee didn't ring the bell, and then she had to put on the sharpshooter again, and the referee rung the bell that time. And now again you get a pinfall where it's 1, 2, and the referee kind of counts to 3 but doesn't, and then decides to ring the bell 5 seconds later and call at the end of the match. And it's the same fucking black referee. I'm not being racist, but he's the only black referee on there. I don't know his name, so that's how I refer to him, as the black referee. This guy keeps on fucking the fucking results of the Divas matches. This guy just cannot decide when the match is finished. Why does this guy still have a job? I don't understand. It's not that hard to count to 3 or to ring the bell when somebody taps out, you know? Alright, then you get, this is good stuff. You get Dolph Ziggler versus The Shield. Now, throughout the night, you're getting this storyline where everybody who is opposing and talking out against what Triple H did, Brad Maddox is putting them in a handicap match. Now, this is great shit, you know? Like old school corporation shit. You know, you talk against the corporation, you face the consequences. So Dolph Ziggler says something about, you know, how he never like believed Triple H was genuine. He always had his suspicions about Triple H. So Brad Maddox puts Dolph Ziggler in a 3-on-1 match against The Shield. And this was a good match, entertaining match. This Roman Reigns did a fucking insane spear to Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler was jumping up and Roman Reigns speared the fuck out of Dolph Ziggler. The Shield gets the victory and they do the powerbomb thing. Then you get Alberto Del Rio versus Sin Cara, and I'm like, why the fuck is Sin Cara still here? You know, why is this guy that nobody gives a fuck about? This guy was a total flop from the second he came in. Why is this guy here? This guy who botches everything. And lo and behold, the first fucking move he does, he botches it and like breaks his fucking wrist. You know, hopefully this is the last I've seen of this guy. So, you know, Alberto Del Rio has to cover it up, talks on the mic for a little bit, and then Ricardo Rodriguez comes out and says that he is now working for a new guy, and he brings out RVD. Like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, I'm not going to bash or anything, but it's just, why the fuck is Ricardo Rodriguez out of nowhere aligned with RVD? So I guess we're going to get a World Heavyweight title picture going on with RVD versus Alberto Del Rio, maybe a match at Night of Champions. So there you go. I don't understand why Ricardo's with RVD. Makes no sense to me. Then you get the Real Americans versus the Primetime Players. So, you know, it's funny. The second, you know, right after Darren Young says that he's gay and comes out the closet, all of a sudden the Primetime Players turn face. So I guess this is the little gay push that Darren Young is going to get. It's going to last like maybe a month and then he's going to be buried. But whatever, let him enjoy it while he can. The Primetime Players beat the Real Americans. It was an okay match, whatever. Then you get some bullshit fucking advertisement with Foot Locker. Apparently WWE's teaming up with Foot Locker. And if you didn't notice it, you definitely did tonight because they had a whole fucking segment. And just whoring themselves out. They have a bunch of sneakers in the background, a bunch of Jordan and Foot Locker logos, a bad fucking actor representing Foot Locker. You have Zack Ryder, ooh, these are cool shoes, huh? And then you get Fandango, oh, I like those sneakers. You know, it's just so fucking retarded, you know. Shameless promotion. And then you get Ryback, this whole bullying shit, it's so stupid, you know. It's just retarded, a bunch of bad acting. You know, why don't these guys just kick them in the nuts? You know, that's all you have to do. Every big guy has balls. All you do is kick the guy in the balls and run away. That's all you got to do. But all these guys, all these bad actors, it's just so fucking bad, you know? It's like a parody of bullying. It's like, you know, O'Doyle Rules, you know, from fucking Billy Madison. It's that type of shit. You know, that's probably where he got that Ryback Rules thing from, O'Doyle. But whatever. Then we get the Big Show talks out about Triple H. So he's put in a match against the Shield. But this time it's a, what do they call it? When all the fucking people, tornado handicap match? I don't fucking know. When everybody's in the ring at the same time, you don't have to tag anybody in. So yeah, we get that match. So good storyline building up. You know, the corporation putting down anybody who talks about them. Good shit. So we get the match. It was a good match. You know, for what it was actually pretty exciting. Eventually, the Shield do the fucking powerbomb and Big Show get the pin 1, 2, 3. Then you get CM Punk coming out and great, oh my god, epic fucking segment tonight from CM Punk. The guy was fired up. The guy was intense. He's starting to talk and this fucking fat guy at ringside is booing CM Punk. And CM Punk just goes fucking haywire on this poor fan. This poor fan had no idea he was going to be the butt of a bunch of fat jokes tonight on the show. But here he was. Punk just calls him out. He says, you know what, you pay for your ticket, you can voice your opinion, but I'm way too fucking pissed off tonight. I want to fight. If you have something to say, get your ass in the ring. He's saying this, he's saying ass, he's saying bitch. He's saying, you know, you could get in the ring or sit down like a bitch. He's saying, come in the ring if you have any balls, fat. So it was just awesome. It was like fucking, you know, Attitude Era style shit, you know, when they would just talk out against the fans and all that shit, curse at the fans. Great, great, great stuff. You get, you know, CM Punk, I just want to say, you know, I was getting tired of CM Punk during his little fucking run as WWE champion for 434 days where he was just a chicken shit heel. But, you know, if they could just build up CM Punk as this type of character from, you know, the beginning of that summer 2011, you know, CM Punk would be the face of the WWE. He would be the #1 guy. It's just that they totally made him into like a baby face. This is the type of face that CM Punk should be. This kind of, you know, he's not worried about pleasing the fans. He's just out to do what he does. You know, he's out to do his fucking thing. He doesn't care who loves him, who hates him. You know, he's just a fucking guy who's pissed off. You know, who just wants to kick somebody's ass, like Austin. That's the type of face, more faces that you need in the company. Anyway, then he says he'd like to forgive Paul Heyman. He'd like to forgive that he didn't break Paul Heyman's arm, that he didn't beat him down even more, and that he will beat him down even more. Paul Heyman comes out and says, you know what, you want to have a fight? And he tells Curtis Axel to go in the back and tape up his hands. And then we get a little non-sanctioned street fight with CM Punk and Curtis Axel. Very good, you know, no referee, just a brawl. The guys beating the hell out of each other. You know, chair shots, shots with the ring bell, all this. CM Punk does a GTS to Curtis Axel onto the steel steps. And then the segment ends with that Paul Heyman running to the back. So this storyline still has a lot of juice in it. Still has a lot of steam. Great fucking segment. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Then you get Bray Wyatt versus R-Truth. This is just a short little match. Squash match, really. Bray Wyatt beating R-Truth. But Bray Wyatt does have to clean up his offense a little bit. it just looked dangerous at points. He was trying to get his finishing move in, and they were totally like dancing around the ring for like 10 seconds because Bray Wyatt couldn't just hold himself down and get himself collected. He's a little too unorthodox, a little too chaotic. He has to tone it down a little bit. Bray Wyatt gets the victory, so whatever, nothing really happening there. Then you get 3MB versus the Usos. Nobody gives a fuck. The Usos win. Shitty, stupid match. Then you get Wade Barrett versus The Miz for the 15th fucking time. How many times have I seen this match? Why am I seeing it again? This is why, we can't just say good things about the WWE, even though they've been doing some great shit lately, but it's stuff like this that nobody cares about. Wade Barrett versus The Miz. Miz gets the figure 4. Fandango does a leg drop to Miz, so I guess we're working into a Fandango versus Miz program that nobody will care about. And then you get the main event segment to help save the show in the end. So, Corporation 2.0 comes out. You have the whole fucking roster on the entrance ramp, and you have the Shield as security, as protection for the corporation. So you have Mr. McMahon there, you have Stephanie and Triple H. They're in the ring. They're notified that Daniel Bryan is in the building, and Triple H cuts a heel promo. No doubt about it. Triple H is now a heel. He's talking about how short-sighted all the fans are, that they don't understand what is best for them, that they deserve more than Daniel Bryan being the face of the company. And just talking in a very condescending fashion, saying that Daniel Bryan is a good little technician, but he's not a superstar. It was just great, the subtle things that they were saying. Very fucking douchebaggy. This is, the guys in suits, this is how they're supposed to be. That's why it didn't make sense when you had this McMahon Triple H angle where you had guys in suits being faces and guys in suits being heel, like firing Vicky Guerrero, and that was supposed to be all great and lovely and all that. But yeah, so you get Triple H saying that he did it because he cared about the future of the business, where the business would end up in the long term, and if Daniel Bryan was the face of the company, that would just mean the end of the WWE. And he says he doesn't love Randy Orton, but Randy Orton is much more fit to be a champion than Daniel Bryan is. He calls out Randy Orton. Randy Orton shakes Triple H's hand, shakes Vince McMahon's hand, then gives Stephanie McMahon a hug, and you just see it all. It's like, oh, all the memories rushing back to the corporation back then. Oh my God, the corporation, corporate DX, all that good corporate ministry, all the good corporation angles are now here again. Randy Orton aligns himself with them. He says he has to thank Triple H. He hugs Triple H. It's all this, great little affair. And then Triple H calls out Daniel Bryan. If Daniel Bryan has any personal issues, address it right now like a man. If he wants to cry, he could get this over with, and then he continue with his little career that he has. I loved how he said, continue with your little career. And then Daniel Bryan comes out and Triple H tells the Shield to back off. Nobody touch Daniel Bryan or else there will be problems. Daniel Bryan's about to go in the ring, and the Shield beats the shit out of Daniel Bryan. It's obvious that the corporation wanted this. Triple H wanted the Shield to beat him up. Daniel Bryan tries to fight back. He takes out Ambrose, takes out Rollins, goes up to the ring. Roman Reigns spears Daniel Bryan before he could get in the ring. And then they're about to do the powerbomb shit. Triple H tells them, stop it. Let Daniel Bryan come in the ring. Daniel Bryan's fighting, clawing, trying to get his way in that ring up the ropes. Triple H is just talking down upon, like, come on, show me that you have guts. Get in the ring and address me. Come on, this is your chance. This is your opportunity to get in the ring. And you see Daniel Bryan just fighting to get in that ring, and he finally does it, and bam, a fucking RKO out of nowhere. And, Daniel Bryan's laid down flat. The corporation standing tall over him. Great fucking way to end the show, This is the way you book storylines, This is just, this is it. Like, just the guys in the suits, this is just the heel, a legitimate heel, and a legitimate face. And that's the problem with John Cena when he's the face. It's because he's the face, but you have like 80% of the fans booing him. So you can't get a good story when the face is somebody who people hate. But here you have heels who people hate, and a face in Daniel Bryan who people are fucking crazy for. And this is just the story that has withstood the test of time. The bad guys, the heels, whatever you want to call them, the villains, you see them just dissing and walking all over the underdog faces, and you just tune in every single week to watch them get their comeuppance. You know, that's a storyline that's been going on forever, since Hulk Hogan and Andre, since, you know, Austin and McMahon, Triple H and Shawn Michaels. You always want to see the bad guy get their comeuppance, and it's a basic, you know, a basic core storyline, but it never gets old. That's what makes every storyline good. And that's what we got here, you know? For all the people, the Daniel Bryan fans that don't like this, it's like, what do you want? Do you want Daniel Bryan to just be champion and then just walk into Raw, have a match, walk out, next night walk into Raw, have a match, walk out? Do you want that? Or do you want something that is great fucking TV like this is? Something that has a journey, that has a challenge, that has a mission, that has a progressive fucking storyline, a progressive character development, with Daniel Bryan having to face all these odds against him. The whole business, everybody who owns the WWE is against him, and he has to fight his way to get what he wants, and that is to beat these guys up and to hopefully become champion again. You know, this is what they used to do on a weekly basis with Austin and McMahon, and that shit was fucking phenomenal. But now we're getting the same exact thing pretty much, but people are complaining about it. You know, that makes me think, if they, let's say the Attitude Era never happened, and right now we were getting Austin and McMahon stuff, people would be complaining about it. But that's how it is in the YWC and the IWC. People are never happy about things no matter what. But yeah, so great stuff from the Daniel Bryan stuff and the CM Punk stuff, but besides that, it's like, I don't know, you know, like my title says, this is a 2-storyline show at this point, you know, but this stuff is very entertaining, and I am, you know, very much hyped and anticipated for tuning in each week to see where these storylines go, but I just wish we could strengthen up the mid-card and the filler stuff and the rest of the show. So there you go. I am Jay Shady, the voice of reason. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.